Hello, it's your favourite fumble-fingered fool here, Captain Clumsy, and today is the inaugural round of a brand new feature on the channel, which is I'm cooking today, or rather, it's website roast time. So, whose website are we going to roast first? Well, there might be a bit of a clue on screen here. Yes, we're heading over the channel. I must admit, I wanted to do Triumph first, that bastion of Britishness, you know, Dambuster Squadron and all that, Land of Hope and Glory, but no! Let's head over and do BMW. So, Germans, Germany, what does that associate with? Famous Germans, Angela Merkel, the famous dressed like a sack of spuds Chancellor, Beethoven, the composer, Bach, Mozart, Albert Einstein, and more recently Ralf Hutter of Kraftwerk, Kling Klang Music. Now the Germans are famous for being very po-faced, lacking in humour, you know, they don't do jokes very much. And this little clip here might show you some of that.
Why would you call someone curly who has no hair?
But no, I think they're wrong. Actually, I think the Germans have got a damn good sense of humour. I think that behind the scenes, they're laughing their cotton socks off as they sit in a beer cellar somewhere saying, "Oh yeah, well, the factory, we pulled the wool over those eyes again." Yes, so apart from drinking copious quantities of lager in beer cellars served by busty maidens carrying trays of huge steins and eating bratwurst, currywurst, sauerkraut, fermented cabbage, yuck. But you know, they're the most successful nation in Europe. They're hard-working, they're productive, and they produce some amazing cars, some very expensive cars. And the same people who make the cars also make the motorbikes. So, let's get on with it. Now, teaser alert, warning, there could be some more cod German accents and some bad jokes coming up. Please don't be offended, and if you are offended, stop watching. That's a good tip. Okay, so I've broken it down into various sections of the website. I'm not going to go through the whole damn thing. It's huge. There's lots of it, lots of the things. If you're looking for a bike, let's say you're looking for a bike and something catches your eye, what's it like to actually browse through the website and try and find what you need or what you want to know, and try and make sure you don't get the wool pulled over your eyes by buying something that then turns out to be vastly more expensive than you thought, or where the finance options were impossible to understand and all that. So let's get on with the BMW main front page, and this is what you see. So again, it's that thing where it takes over the whole screen and there's a little bar goes along and then it changes the picture and it selects a model, and actually that's not too bad. Now as we go along, I'll be giving a big tick and a bing to the things I think are all right, and a big cross and a bong to the stuff I don't think is. Now, first point about BMW website, it's called Motorrad, and now most of us non-German speaking people in the West would think, what's Motorrad? Well, it's just a translation for motorbike. It's just the German word for motorbike, so it's not anything fancy. So tick for that. At least that's straightforward, and at least there aren't any jarring moving graphics, although things do switch about quite a lot. You've got a menu to the left and you've got a selection of bikes to choose from. Let's just say you've chosen a bike and you want to know more about it. Now, in my case, that bike was the new R12, which is one of the ones coming up on this screen at regular intervals, because it's actually, I think, got a seat height low enough for a short ass like me to ride. Hurrah! But can I find what I need to know about this bike, the all-new R12? It's a cruiser, as they say, but it's got mid-controls. So is it a cruiser? Isn't it? Who knows? Let's find out, and we'll go to the next tab. We're on all at the moment. They're all different categories.
So you've got, starting with the sport. Now, first few lines describing the bikes are reasonable. Sporty, touring the fast lane, okay. Superbike of superlatives, full power, full endurance, higher, faster, further, okay. Doable, racing like no weather, life in the fast lane, born to lead. Born to lead? Isn't that a Bruce Springsteen song? Baby, no, it's not. And then we start getting silly. So, bursting with dynamics full of impressions. What? Casual luxury in bagger style. Casual luxury in baggers daily. And then we get to roasters, as versatile and expressive as never before. Awaken the daredevil. Dynamic, progressive, intuitive. Okay, that's not too bad. Challenge your city. I think that could be done better. You see, soul is all that matters. Iconic, nostalgic soul fuel. Ooh. Touring with a coolness factor. Roctane. God, they must have had a few steins of lager when they made that name up. And then R12 is cruise as you are. Well, at least it's simple. It's not very exciting. Let the street be your stage. Powerful, robust, creative, authentic, striking, balanced. What? Purist, reduced, self-confident. That's not too bad, actually. Let's set the pace together. That's another one that sounds like a... well, you get the idea. It's full of silliness, and somebody could have paid them more. I could certainly do a better job. BMW, get in contact. And then for me, we're going to choose Heritage and the R12. And this is where it takes you. So we're at the start configurating screen here. Now, this at first sight looks like a perfectly plain, straightforward screen with picture of the bike on the left, some subheadings, R12 data equipment, individualization configurator on the right. Configurator. Sounds like some kind of robot, doesn't it? But the rather clever thing about it is you might notice the sky is moving. But that's a pretty straightforward start. Let's see what happens next. First of all, we can scroll down, and this is where it starts to get amusing and annoying both at the same time. So we have a paragraph which says, you don't have to dream of California. This laid-back cruiser brings this unique nonchalance right to your doorstep. What? Its low seat height invites you to hop on immediately. Yep, fair enough. As a thoroughly relaxed road surfer, you might want to give your ears some fitting music to listen to. And then, road tripping, no G, apostrophe, towards an endless summer. Alternatively, you might simply want to listen to the sound of the box range and let its drive system roll you through Metropolises. I don't think there's actually a word, BMW. It sounds like something that Kraftwerk, in fact they did a track called Metropolis, like just drop in a millisecond of that, or rock around winding country roads. Did you get that? Get that? Roll and rock, that's the two modes. Enjoy this unique hashtag soul fuel feeling. We have a little video to watch and negative cross, video is unavailable. Oh dear, BMW. So we go down to specs, and this is pretty straightforward. It's clearly listed. We have some more pictures. Another beef. This is quite obviously computer generated or even AI. It's not a photograph for sure. Got your three colour options, your black, your red, which is rather nice, and the option 719 thorium. Sounds great, doesn't it? You wait till we get to the configurator, and then it'll make your eyeballs squeak. So more pictures, inviting extra low seat height. There's quite a lot of pictures. They're decently detailed. I think they're still computer generated though. I don't think they're real. Modern vintage, the round instrument. Yeah, and you'll hear more about that later. Customize it. And it talks about the backbone concept. And they have redesigned the bike, I think. They sort of changed the frame. It's a bit lower than the preceding generation, and that means you can make it into a much more standard bike. This is not what I would really call a cruiser, and also it's got 95 horsepower. It's going to be a quick cruiser, isn't it? 95. It's going to move. Mind you, it's a porky old beastie, 227 kilograms. But look at this, seat height 754. That will suit me. And then you can go on to data and equipment, and then rock and roll. With the legendary drive and the roll and rock riding modes, you can switch from seriously laid back to dynamic whenever you feel like it. This Boxer engine, optimised for the custom cruiser, delivers a rich torque and fine acceleration on the road at low revs. You sure he's not talking about a nice wine? You know, it's got well balanced red with rich fruity flavours and fine aroma. The bollocks quotient is shooting up all the time. And I'm not even going to read that. As a special highlight, the R12 moves a little rockier when idling. Yes, it's got the BMW wobble from side to side, similar to the Guzzi one. And now then, when are we going to do the start engine thing? I tried this earlier and it didn't work. Yes! Graphic is really annoying, and it just doesn't work doing that on screen without any representation of the bike or movement. And it talks about the A2 version. Hang loose? Oh, I hope not. ABS Pro, Dramatic Trace, got a lot of stuff on it. And interestingly, talk you about this minimalist display, which is another 120 quid, and connected ride, which I don't really understand. And also clutchless shifts on a cruiser and longer warranty. Now, that's pretty much all the stuff on the R12. Let's go to the supplementary screens. Data and equipment. I say data because that's very German. Say data. Or the Americans will say data because they can't say the letter T. T. Americans. This is just another way of putting the same data you've already just seen, but again, it's clearly laid out. It tells you exactly what you need to know. So props to BMW for not mixing it up too much. The hashtag soul fuel. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Tells you about the wheel size, the brakes. You know, this is a well-equipped machine in its basic configuration. The problem I think we're going to come to is further on when you start to add all those nice desirable extras. So, roller rock riding modes. Keyless ride, that's useful actually. Not fiddling around with keys is helpful, especially with cold hands. The optional equipment list looks tempting. The price tags look daunting, but we'll get to that in a minute. This is a cruiser you can ride extremely casually. I don't think so. I don't think you can ride casually. I think you have to have 100% attention all the time. And it talks about the options or the changes, and so it gives you an example of a Bobus spec, a blacked out spec. There's a comfort package, and for some reason that doesn't come with the picture, but it does have hill start control, shift assistant, which is clutchless changes, heated grips. I would have those, I must admit. Design option, I think that just means shiny. Shiny BMW, option 719 parts. This is where it gets jaw-dropping when you see the price tag. And black drag handlebars, yeah, get that. And the black rear end is for the people who like to get splattered in mud when riding on any kind of road that you've got any dampness on it whatsoever. Looks great, totally impractical, but what's practical about a motorbike? The Duatura stuff, screen of course, all the usual stuff. Talk about connected pro, headlight pro, digital display, that's a good one. Except if I had a decent picture of it. A headlight pro, basically it's the same as that one in cars. When you go around bends it has a different beam pattern. If you just let me write this stuff, it'd be so much more concise. Tire pressure control does what it says on the tin, and I must admit the Soul Collection bag in green, although in actual fact that's more like khaki. Yeah, so those sort of things are nice. But let's go to the configurator next on the BMW website Roast of Shame. Okay, so we're at the configurator page, and this is what you're greeted with. So, first point, there's going to be a massive boom here, because this is still AI or computer generated. However, on the positive side, so we get a bing, is we do have 360, which allows you to run around the bike. So we won't take too long over this. So there we are, nice picture of the bike, albeit fake one, and we got this paragraph over here, and I don't know what BMW are thinking of, because it's complete and utter gobbledygook. For one thing, it's all one paragraph, there's no gaps, there's no tables, no anything, and it's written in Garblese, pure Garblese, to create a veritable heritage cruiser, and you cannot fail to be impressed by its technical prowess. I think I can. There's more. Whole host of optional equipment. Yeah, you bet. At a price. And also the, what the heck is a drag bar trailing arm? Is it something you get regaled by men dressed as women and wearing too much makeup? Possibly. Discuss. So yeah, let's get round to, let's do 2 setups. One reasonable and one with everything in the book thrown at it, and see what it comes out. So next step, paint. Right, we're going to do reasonable first. So Blackstone Metallic is standard, 0 extra. I think it's probably going to look nicer in the flesh than this very flat looking one, but let's go for the Aventurine Red Metallic, and it's 600 smackaroonies. So that looks quite nice. It's a 2-tone job, it's quite classical looking. Now get off the option 719 thorium. Yeah, well, Heinrich, that's a very good name. It's radioactive. Yes. And that comes with a whole load of other things, which we'll go into on the other time. So next step, let's select your pack. Well, we could have the pillion package. It's 200 quid for a bigger seat. Well, we're not going to do that. We could have the comfort package, which has got heated grips and all sorts. So Gear Shift Assist Pro. Do you really need clutchless gear changes on a cruiser? I don't know, maybe. Heated grips, yeah, very nice. Cruise control, maybe. Hill start control, maybe. But 980 smackaroonies. Do we think it's worthwhile having? Maybe. Let's add it. So that brings us up to 13,570 from 11,990. Option 719. No, that costs nothing. It's marvellous. We'll have that. Oh no, you've got to have the whole option thorium pack as well. I don't somehow think so. So I think we'll take that off, because that is making it really expensive. And we go back to the Aventurine, so let's go next. So we've avoided the very expensive pack. We paid for the pack which charges you 980 quid for some things that you don't really need. And then there's option 719 bench seat. Now, why have they provided a picture of something that doesn't look anything like a bench seat? And also, if you add that, you've got to have the whole option 719 pack anyway. Let's click on the I button. What is it? So it's a quilted seat cover, basically. Alright. No, I don't think we're going to do that. Not for a quilted seat. Slightly more reasonably priced, the design exhaust system, which is basically the shiny one. But let's add that. That looks nice. Right. 13,675 now. Heated handlebar grips. No, we can only get them as part of the comfort pack and the digital display. Now I actually do think that's quite smart. See if we can get a better picture. No, but I do think it's quite smart if you're going for the minimalist look. 120 quid. Okay. Cruise control. No, we can't have that. No, we can't have that. We can't have that. Tyre pressure control. 250 smackaroonies. I'm sure we can get one off eBay for 20. Anti-theft alarm, well, that's optional, so no, we're not going to go for it, but I think you can probably get other options. Headlight Pro, calling it Headlight Pro, I don't think so. Intelligent emergency call is standard, so basically it rings up the emergency services if you're down on the deck. Handlebar clamping block, 206 quid. On your bike, sunshine. Cold handlebar. Yeah, I think if you go for the full 719 package, it might be reasonable. Option 719 cylinder head cover, 934 quid. Handy, but I would expect those things to be in the option 719 pack as standard. And then 187 quid for a passenger footrest. Rear silencer holder for single seat bench. No idea what that is. No idea. No, you've got to have pillion packets, right? Okay, so we'll leave that. I don't think we'll go for the titanium rear silencer, or titanium, or titanium as the Americans would say. Comfort seat, 429. Tool windscreen, 800 quid. Connected ride navigator, that's basically a sort of overall navigation solution. We'll come to navigation later. Cylinder head guards, 227, and protectors. And this one gets me. Rotational speed sensor. What exactly do they mean? Oh, I know. It's a rev counter. Oh dear. Oh, that was I'm going to stick with the slimline one. I think that's better, and that's nearly 500 quid. So there we are, 13,795, so 11,990, so that's about 1,800 squidaroonies extra. And then you contact the retailer and get a test ride. Well, I've done that, and there are no demo rides in stock. He said they'll contact me when they are available. So it adds to the general picture there might not be any bikes at all around at the moment. The fact that there's a lot of AI or computer generated stuff tends to suggest that the bikes in full manufacturing order don't really exist as such yet. However, I'm on the waiting list for a test ride, and I'll let people know when that is. For some reason, they said the model price is 11,355. Well, it's sure it was 11,990. Extra for the colour, extra for the comfort pack. Equipment X Factory. I don't know what that is. Design option exhaust system, navigation and communication, digital display. What are these? These are sort of weird pictures. I don't think that's completely finished, BMW. Must work harder. Anyway, that's the price you pay. And then the key stats, basically more about the bike, which is all good stuff. But oh my goodness, that was expensive, wasn't it? Or could be. Now let's do a throw everything at it, and I'll spare you all the steps, and I'll just show you what I got in the end. The fully loaded BMW R12, complete with options 719 thorium doodads. And it's £21,057, and all the goodies on there, every single thing I could load onto it, including the titanium silencer and the comfort seat and the tour windscreen and the navigation stuff, and the rotational speed sensor. That is a lot of money, so it's almost double the price. Well, you wouldn't do all that, would you? Let's see the summary. So that's the final picture. That's what you get. Still think it's AI. 4,237 for accessories. Little scavenge through the bilges of the BMW Motorrad website, and as you can see, it's teutonically efficient. It's got lots of good stuff in it, but oh my god, BMW, please hire a professional writer to write your blurb in between, and don't have it converted automatically or by somebody who isn't a native English speaker. Yes, I realise I couldn't speak it in German, but please, some of it was hilariously bad. And now I'm not going to go through the rest, the servicing schedules, the apparel, and all the other stuff, but I couldn't let it go without discussing navigation and communication very briefly. I mean, BMWs, German machinery and navigation. Actually, quickly look at what they do. So we do a whole range of things. So communications, helmet to helmet, rider to passenger, group communication, so they've got all that covered, so that will be a tick. And also, if you want the full bells and whistles, they do the proper navigator, complete with everything you need, communicates with everything, or they do a system which works off your smartphone, so that's a cheaper, probably in many ways better option. But I'm just not going to do the obvious joke. All right, I'm not going to do it. However, I have tracked down a very rare clip of the last division of the Wehrmacht, still on manoeuvres in, yes, guess where? Just thought I'd say. So with that bombshell, let's bring the end of this roast to bear, because, let's face it, every meat gets cold if you leave it too long. So I hope you enjoyed that light-hearted look at BMW. After all, they're pretty much bomb-proof, aren't they? So they should be with the cost. So objections are really around cost and ham-fisted translations from whatever source material. Otherwise, it's an efficient, well-run site. One or two little glitches. I suspect some of the things with the R12 are due to the fact that it's so new, they haven't really got it sorted yet. But they need to get it sorted. So anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you for watching this little diatribe. And next, yes, it is Britain. Yes, it's fish and chips, it's Winston Churchill, it's Queen Victoria, it's Empire, it's cricket, football, rugby, all those good things. Or not so good, as the case may be. So, keep your pens sharpened and keep your ears peeled, because we're gonna roast Triumph next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.